And therefore, if he goes to The Hague with this, it could create a scenario of martial law in the United States that would take out the Tea Party, it would take out the Christian movement, it would take hundreds of thousands of patriots that have all been tagged and earmarked by these administrations, being all ex-military, into concentration camps. And I believe he was the one who was to head up that entire program.
That would be an interesting scenario, wouldn't it? Well, you know, a friend of mine told me yesterday that President Obama made a statement that there's two classes of people in this country: those that support the government and those that are traitors.
There you go. They're setting the path. That's part of the puzzle. They're setting the path to justify what they're going to do. And Tim Turner is handing everybody to them on a platter, giving them names, addresses, and phone numbers and email. Don't think everybody hasn't been watched. The FBI said they've been watching everybody continuously since this started.
Yep. I have no doubt about that. And they've been out down here interviewing my friends here. They haven't come to talk to me yet. I'm disappointed in that. I wish they would. Maybe I need to go talk to them. But anyways.
They never talk to people they're investigating until after they're done investigating them.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right.
Be cautious. Be careful. And I don't want Jerry involved in trying to fund a dead dream, because that's just going to get Jerry in trouble. He doesn't need it.
Okay. Well, you know, again,
involvement.
You know, again, it's. I'm sitting here now, and I'm gonna. Well, after I hang up with you, I'm gonna go. Okay, so what do you do now, guys? What do you do now? You just go and well, irregardless, you prepare yourself and your family and your immediate neighbors and your friends and others for, you know, what you need to be preparing for. But at the macro level, at the national level, you know, you just watch this whole house of cards collapse, financial house of cards collapse, and out at your reign, you know.
Did you know that the Lee family doesn't even know that Tim Turner? I mean, they're just finding out that Tim Turner's using their name as funding a so-called treasonous government. What do you think these people are going to do? I mean, where is he coming up with this stuff? Why? Why doesn't he just go away?
I suspect it's because, you know, he has this Jesus as his intel guy, and Jesus is, you know, has his ears and his eyes and his ears, and he has his confidence, and I think he just carte blanche seems to want to ride that horse across the desert and die.
But Jesus' ears and eyes don't connect to anything.
Well, you know, the only thing I can assume, Richard, is that Tim doesn't believe that. I don't know why else he would be doing the things he's been doing and have the inner circle consisting of the guys that he has in his inner circle. It's just not made any sense to me. I mean, when
but how can they go? What I don't understand is even men of common sense, even men with half a brain, can't and won't jump from lie to lie to lie, knowing that they're lying. Okay, he knows he's lying. He knows it because I called his ass on the carpet. You don't circumvent me and go to my clients and try to use my clients. They will shut you down faster than the government will, and they're permanent. There's no going to jail.
Yeah, they don't. Why would we waste the money incarcerating this guy?
Correct. They endangered one of my clients' families. and he's Hispanic, and they endangered his family. And you know, I'm dealing with a scenario right now, that bonds that we're dealing with from a family. Their son was kidnapped because they found out they were selling some of their bonds on the open market. Their son was kidnapped, and they wouldn't give up a quadrillion-dollar bond for the return of their son. They shot the kid in the head. They chopped his body up into at least 25 pieces, stuck it in a box, and sent it home to his father. That's how sick the Mexicans.
How old was the boy?
Mid-20s. Just getting a life. He'd been protected his whole life because they're a very wealthy family and they had bodyguards. But the cartels grabbed him. What makes these guys think they can play with people's lives and expect to just get away with it? And what makes them think they can tell lies to common folk in America? Don't you think these people can tell through these lies? What makes them think that if they sign Tim Turner's piece of paper, that the Chinese won't invade this country, when the Chinese have no intention of invading this country? They do not need to. The Russians aren't going to invade us. Their tactical strategies for the United States has been nuclear ever since the Cold War. Every strategy is nuclear. It's not simple. You cannot attack a country like this where everybody is armed and has a right to carry weapons. You know, you mentioned Terry Hinkle. What do you think about her? Because, I mean, I've talked to her a couple times. I thought she was Janis Joplin's mother at first.
I've never met her physically, as far as I know, as far as I recall. I did go to a couple of Tim Turner seminars in the South, and there were a lot of people there, most of whom I don't remember. One of those was in Atlanta, so she could have been there. I just don't know. But I understand that I am not on the inner circle of this group by any stretch of imagination, and I'm not privy to a lot that's been going on. So right now I get no email correspondence from just about anybody at this point in time. But I did get some emails forwarded to me where Terry was in her role as the Chief Justice for Georgia, challenging.
I hear she's pretty sharp.
Well,
as far as Constitution, I understand she is really sharp. I mean, I've heard some things that she has said, and but I really don't have time for all this kind of stuff. Ever since Tim Turner, I just felt all a bunch of nonsense. These people are all going to go to jail. And after my sit-down interview on the phone and on the internet with the FBI today, I mean, I had to turn over documents to them, and it's getting crazier. I just need to free myself. I need to be far away from it.
Yeah.
I need to be far away from anything that Tim Turner had to do, say, or whatever. And him and his cronies that he had, and this guy Jesus, oh my God, if Tim knew about him, he wouldn't have anything to do with him. But I don't know, maybe Tim would. I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't know the man as much as I thought I knew the man.
Well,
and my friend Aaron, I feel sorry for Aaron because he's stuck in the middle of this mess. And I certainly hope he's not deeply involved in it. Because the sad part is that going to lose the most here is him.
I'm going back to your question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm deeply concerned for him. He was one of my dear friends. He's a good Christian man with a good heart. And his wife is a good person. And I'm so sad that he's just so hung into this thing.
Going back to your question on Terry Hinkle, just a couple quick comments. I did, the first formal thing I saw from her was when she challenged the election protocols they were following, and I said, yep, you're right, Terry. How can you have an election where you don't have paper ballots and verifiable results? And I attempted to get these guys to fix that, and they wouldn't. Tim didn't think it was important, therefore it didn't happen. And then, when I saw the email that she had some contacts on the funding side, the financial side, I said, you know what, I've got to make a decision on this building. These guys have not performed. We started talking terms on this lease back in May, June time frame, and they haven't come through with anything. And I'm feeding it. I said, I just cannot keep believing on this property. And so, I had to find out from somebody that had some outside insight as to what was going on. And so I called her and chatted with her, and that's when I called you a couple of weeks ago, as I said earlier. Because, are these guys going to get their funding? If not, then I got to sell this building. I just can't keep sitting on this thing.
Absolutely. You're feeding a baby that just poops in the diapers.
Yep.
It's a gorgeous building, and I'm sure you can get a hefty profit for it.
Well, I've got a $1.4 million offer right now, so I just need to close the deal and get on with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Richard, now before you go, give me a minute or two on what is it that you do. And
what is it that I do?
Yeah. What do you do professionally?
Well, professionally, I'm a commodities broker. I'm an artist. I'm a world-class sculptor. But lately, I've been a commodities broker, and I handle the transactions for gold, and I handle transactions for bonds because I know buyers, and I just put deals together. That's all.
I may call you back. When we talked with Jerry, I briefed him.
I'm actually more than just a broker. I use that term lightly. I facilitate deals. I don't broker them. I facilitate them. Otherwise, I know who's who and what's what, and I vet everybody out, and then I bring the two together at the table, and then get the lawyers to handle everything. So
okay.
I'm beyond what you would call the so-called standardized broker.
Okay.
I strategically go at deals because I know all the clientele. People call me and tell me what they're looking for. I fit them too.
Say, I interrupted you again. I'm on a half duplex line here, so if I talk, you talk. I can't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a commodities facilitator.
Okay.
I work with some of the wealthy people in the world and help them get what they want. When they need something, they call me and say, "Can you find this?" I find it.
Okay. When I met with Jerry and Barbara and Alex the other day, with Gwen and I, one of the things in my briefing package was I wanted to set up a trading center here to train folks to do intraday trading and so forth, and thought that would be very profitable. Jerry said, "Why would you want to do that? That's work." And then we started talking about some of the bonds that he's buying and purporting to buy and so forth. Mexican silver bonds, gold bonds, things of this nature. Legitimate?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got 9 of the most powerful bonds in the world right now, quietly and privately. And I've taken an hour out of my day to communicate with you when I got lawyers trying to reach me so I can close these bonds.
Okay.
So if there's...
All right. Well, I will let you get back to your work. I am grateful and appreciative you're taking time to help me out here.
Something came to my mind, and I want to ask you something, because I made some notes out here to talk to you. Tim talks about the gold in the Philippines. He hasn't been to the Philippines, has he?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, because I know that my client wouldn't let him near the gold. And he talks about having the allodial title to the U.S. Have you seen that?
No.
Have you seen this document he calls the allodial title to the U.S.?
No.